Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for joining me. So today we're going to be doing my favourite palettes in 2022, and there's two also that I didn't love. So there's 12 palettes in total. We're going to do my top 10 of the palettes that I loved, and I'm just going to talk to you about the palettes I didn't love so much. So we'll start off talking about the palettes that I didn't love. Now, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you'll know what they are, I think. So let me just go into this. You might be surprised by one of them actually, but not this one. So the first one I want to talk to you guys about is this one. It's the Sigma Enchanted, and I've been quite surprised because I thought I was the only one that didn't like this formula. But a few of you have said the same thing, that you've had to return Sigma palettes because you just didn't like them, they didn't apply right. This one is a favourite with bigger influencers like Kelly Gooch and Sarah Rose. Now, I trust Sarah Rose complicitly. When she says something's good, I really do trust her, and a lot of the things that she's got I've gone on to enjoy. But it just depends on what you want from an eyeshadow palette. I like my shimmers to be quite pigmented and impactful. Now, whoops. So you can see, if you can't see it, I'll insert a picture. You can see that I've really tried with this palette. A lot of the mattes have got the Sigma imprint. It's completely worn off because I have given it a good fair try. I do want to try it a little bit more. There are some shades in here. I'm not saying the entire palette is not worth it, guys. I'll tell you my standout shades. So Electrum's good, Plume's good, Cosmos is good. So basically all the darker shades I really like. The lighter shades I'm not such a fan of. This Metamorphosis shade is supposed to be more of a topper to wear over top of a really dark matte. So let's try it. But I'm going to go in with Claystone, this one here. It's just a brown matte, as you can see on my finger. Okay, let's go in with another swatch over the top. So I don't know if you're going to see that with the lighting. And then we're going to go in with Metamorphosis over the top. It just doesn't show up, guys. And it looks like it's getting hard pan as well, which isn't helping the situation any. It is giving it a little bit of shimmer if you just use it over a matte. So maybe I'll try and get the hard pan off it and just try and do a look with it. Still not my favourite shade though. Right, so there's that one I don't really like. I think Moonglade was similar. Sunburst up there is really powdery. So let me just swatch. Yeah, Moonglade is powdery as well and barely shows up. So I think that's the same deal. If you wear it over one of the matte shades, the darker shades, I think it would show up. But you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to faff about with a palette to make it work for you. So basically, out of this entire palette, there's only like 3 shimmers. I mean, I think I did like the mattes that I used. I didn't use these two here because I didn't use those two there because the black mattes, and I don't really use black mattes. So, well, one's a green, I think, yeah, evergreen, so I might try that. But yeah, I mean, I just can't get on board with it. I don't see what the big fuss is with it. So I do really like Electrum, Plume and Cosmos, and I think I didn't mind Budding as well at the top. But Plume and Budding are practically the same shade. I don't know where this palette is going to end up. It might be getting decluttered at some point, but it's such a shame, guys. I paid £40 for this palette. So yeah, I'm not impressed with that. I won't buy another Sigma eyeshadow palette because I bought the Sigma Rosy. I can't really tell you if I like it or not because I've only used it once when I went out on a date. Not September just gone, September before. So I really do need to figure out what I want to do with it. I do feel as well like rosy eyeshadow isn't really for me. But I'm trying to decide whether it is or whether it isn't. But that's definitely my least favourite that I bought last year, definitely. Well, yeah, I did buy it last year, end of last year I bought it, so definitely. I bought one this year which I was so excited about getting as well, and I just don't like the formula. It's not a bad palette, I wouldn't say I hated it, and I wouldn't say I can't work with it, but it's this one. So it's the Michaela Part 2 Glam Light palette, and you're probably all going to be really surprised. The formula is just very reminiscent of Beauty Bay in my opinion. You guys might not agree and that's fine, but that's just my opinion. So it comes in packaging like that, which I'm not overly joyed with either, just purely because it's a lot like the ABH packaging and I don't like that either. It's a dust magnet, guys, is what it is, but it is beautiful. I do love the beautiful green velour. And then that's what the palette looks like. It's got some beautiful, beautiful colours in. So that's it there. Now, what is my issue with this palette? I've said this before when I did the review. It isn't the same Glam Light formula. So with the birthday cake palette, I got that from Karen last Christmas. So not this Christmas, just gone, the Christmas before. So I got the birthday cake palette in 2021. And I was mesmerised when I saw it. There was loads of glitters running through it and I'm thinking that's such a beautiful formula, and that's what I expected this one to be. And don't get me wrong, I think it's just the one shade. There is the one shade that does have a formula like that. It's that shade there, Teddy. It does have a little bit of glitter in it, but it's not the same formula, guys. And you can see it here. It's just not the same formula, and that's why I don't like it. It's not one of my best palettes that I brought into my collection in 2022, unfortunately. The best shade in this palette is called the Butterfly, and even that doesn't have the shimmers in it. I wanted this palette to have the same formula as the cake palette that Karen bought for me, and it just doesn't, and that's why it's come so low down on the list. In fact, it's not even made the list, because I'm ranking my top 10 eyeshadow palettes that I got in 2022 or that I used in 2022. I think I bought all these palettes in 2022. How many times can you say 2022? But yeah, I mean, I really did enjoy the mattes. The shimmers were okay, but like I said, reminiscent of the Beauty Bay formula. In fact, a Beauty Bay palette has come higher up the list than this. At least with Beauty Bay, you know what you're getting, and you're getting the same formula all over again. It's consistent. This isn't consistent. I don't think the Glam Light formula is consistent. I mean, I'll keep it in the collection, but I don't know how much use I'm going to get out of it. But it's nice to have. So there is that one. So now let's go through my least favourite to favourite of eyeshadow palettes that came into my collection in 2022. If I've had any of them longer, I will let you know as we go through them. I think they all came in this year. Some are older than others, and if I rank an eyeshadow palette that you love lower, please don't get offended by it. It's just my personal opinion, and I have got a lot of really nice eyeshadow palettes, so it was really tricky doing this ranking, especially for the entire year, because I have got so many eyeshadow palettes. You might be surprised by some of these. I know I was when I did it. So I absolutely adore this palette, guys. I didn't think I would when I started using it, but I really do adore it. But unfortunately, I've got other palettes that I adore more that we're going to speak about. So in 10th place, we've got the Colourpop and Barbie collaboration. It's the Malibu Barbie palette. I'll show you what it looks like. We all know what it looks like at this point, but yeah, it looks like that. And it's so nice, and I put off using it for so long just because I didn't want to do colourful looks. But you can do so many neutral looks with this palette. In fact, a lot of the palette is neutral. So we've got Cali Girl, which I always call Call Girl. We've got Cali Girl, Vintage Doll, Come On, Shine On, 1971. So they're all the shimmer mattes. And then we've got Let's Go Party, Zuma Beach, Boardwalk, Make Waves, and SoCal. So pretty much 3/4 of the palette is neutral, or you can get a neutral look out of it. There's only really 5 eyeshadows in what I would say would make a colourful look, which is West Coast, this yellow here, Best Coast, this bright fuchsia pink, Follow the Sun, this pink sparkly shade here, Surf's Up, and that's it really. And this, to me and Lisa were talking about this from Banning, Panning and Beyond, it's a dupe for the Margarita palette. Boy, the Margarita palette is a dupe for this. I don't know which one came out first. I've got a feeling it might have been this one, but I'm not 100% sold on that. But yeah, they're definitely very, very similar. So I will put the picture up and you can see just how similar they are. But I'm sure if you like glam light and you like Colourpop, you'll already know. So that's in 10th place. 9th place, we've got another Colourpop palette. Have we though? No, we haven't. 9th place, guys. Absolutely love this one as well. In fact, I love all of these. Like I said, it was just so difficult to rank them. 9th place is the I Heart Revolution Mini Match Eyeshadow Palette in Peach, please. It's such a beautiful palette, guys. Everyone's saying that this formula isn't great, but I absolutely love the I Heart Revolution formula. I did say that when I got the I Heart Revolution Christmas hamper for Christmas this year, and it's got a couple of palettes in it. I'm so looking forward to using both those palettes because I do really like the I Heart Revolution formula. So that's 9th place. 8th place, we've got another Colourpop one, like I've just said, and it's the Good as Gold palette. I absolutely love this. This is in a Shop My Stash for over Christmas. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette, but I have got some other palettes that I do like more. So that's what that one looks like. It's so, so stunning, and I think they still sell this on the website. Now, I would say don't sleep on this palette run because it is truly, truly beautiful, especially for this time of year. So that's what that looks like, just full of gold eyeshadow. Basically what it says on the packet, Good as Gold. So that's 8th place. 7th place, I got this as a Christmas present. It would have been in 2021. So far I think this is the only one that came into my collection in 2021. Naomi kindly gifted it to me from Beauty Dreams by Naomi, and it's the WZ Lone palette, which looks like that. The formula of this palette is absolutely stunning. I don't much wear green eyeshadows lately, but yeah, I would gravitate towards this one every time, especially this shade here, Monstera. It is stunning. Let me show you. Where shall we put it? Look at that, guys. Yeah, every single time I'd gravitate towards that shade, but it's got other green shades in it that are really, really nice. I like this white to gold shade as well there. So, so pretty. And I do want to get more of these palettes, but it's actually ordering them and then paying the customs, which is just really, really expensive. So that is 8th place, isn't it? 10, 9, 8, 7th place, sorry. So in 6th place, we've got the Beauty Bay Love Notes palette. I didn't think I'd like this as much as I do, but I absolutely love it. It's such a beautiful palette and the formula is absolutely stunning. Like I said, it's very, very reminiscent of the Glam Light formula. I mean, they look practically the same eyeshadow. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that they was made in the same warehouse because they look so, so similar. And I'll definitely get more palettes from Beauty Bay if I'm interested in the colour story. They have brought a few out, but I've just not been interested in the colour story, guys. They brought 2 out recently, and there was one which was like psychedelic. They brought that one out. I did think about buying that because it really went down to a low price on TikTok shop, about £8, so I was thinking about getting that. And then they brought another one out for Halloween and I thought about getting that, but in the end I just didn't. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Right, so we're in the top 5 now, guys, and this is where it got tricky. It's a mixture of high-end and drugstore. So in 5th place, I got this palette in March of 2022. Yeah, March 2022. Karen bought it for me, and it's the Natasha Denona pastel palette. I'd given up on it, to be honest. I wasn't going to buy it for myself. I'd actually gone to the trouble of actually making a pastel palette and just seeing if I could replicate this one, and I feel like I replicated it enough. But I was so, so glad when she said that she'd sent it to me, and I'm so, so happy to have it. You've got a couple of like shifting eyeshadows in here. So you've got Illusion. You can see that I use that a lot last summer, and you can see I use Duet quite a bit as well because they're my 2 favourite shades in the palette. I absolutely love all the shimmers, and the mattes are beautiful. It's just such a beautiful palette, and I feel like if I didn't try a lot of palettes, I feel like this would have come closer to the #1 spot. So yeah, it is number 5, so it has done well. I mean, it might do better next year depending on what palettes I use, because I know that I'm going to be bringing this out in spring and summer. So that's 5. 4th place. Right guys, so take 2. I'm sick of doing take 2s. So it's the next day. I edited the entire thing this morning when I got back from my mum's, and I noticed the top 4 was missing. So we're just going to go through that now. So where was it? What I noticed when I was going through all the palettes that I've ranked so far is that there's 2 other ones that stood out. So we're going to talk about that at the end. So in 4th place, if you don't have this in your collection, because it's so inexpensive guys, I would highly suggest it. I still really want the Desert Lights one. It's the Flower Beauty Jungle Lights. It is so stinking pretty. The eyeshadows are really foiled. They rival some of my higher end palettes. I'm just going to show you a couple of swatches. This shade here is probably my favourite in the palette. It's like a reddy bronze, and it's that one there on that finger. Use my sniffles guys, I'm really bunged up. Right, so it's that one. That's probably my favourite out of all the eyeshadows in that palette. I don't know how much it retails for in dollars, but I think it was like £15 UK. Naomi kindly said that she would send it to me, and I gave her the money back for it. I don't think it was much. That's why I said if you don't have it in your collection, don't sleep on it, because it really is a beautiful palette, and it's so versatile as well with all the different shades in here. You can do a cool tone look, a warm tone look. It's absolutely beautiful guys. And you can get the more neutral one if you want, like I said earlier. You can get Desert Lights, which just has more like rose gold tones, if you will, in that palette, and I bet the formula is just as amazing. Obviously I can't speak for that because I don't have it in the collection. 3rd place. So 3rd place has to go to my Pat McGrath and Bridgerton palette. It's the Diamond in the First Water, so the first palette that they brought out, and I was looking at this for ages. I obviously didn't get it when it was first released, and Naomi kindly gifted it to me for my birthday last year in February 2022, so really it's this year, but last birthday. So it looks like that. It mirrors the outer carton, and it is so pretty. The formula is absolutely stunning. Sorry I'm blinding you. The formula is absolutely stunning. The best shade in this palette without a shadow of a doubt is this one here, but it is a topper, which is fine. I will top that all day long. That one is called Regency Blue. Let's show you what it looks like. I'll need to do a couple of swatches. So that one there, I'll turn the light down in a minute. And then I absolutely love this one here. I don't much care for Pat McGrath's normal shimmer formula, to be honest. I do like her Astral Blitz formula better, but that is an absolute stunning shade. Let me turn the light down. So that's what they both look like together. I'm really hoping you're getting to see that. If not, I'll try and add some pictures where I've swatched them. But yeah, I really love this palette so much, and if I hadn't have tried other palettes in the year, I think it would be ranking near the top. I mean, it's doing pretty well, being in 3rd place. The mattes I could probably take or leave, to be honest. I mean, they're nice, but I probably could take or leave the mattes. I would love just loads of palettes with her Astral Blitz formula in, because it is that good. My mum's just got me the Utopian Dream palette for Christmas, and I can't wait to try that baby out. Let me know if you got that palette and what you think of the formula. So that's in, is it 3rd place? Yeah, 3rd place. 2nd place, you're not going to be surprised with this one. It's quite a new palette to the collection. I don't think you'll be surprised. I actually forgot about this one and ranked something else in that place. What I ranked in that place was the Pat McGrath Diamond of the First Water, but I do like this palette a little bit more, just a smidge more. and it's this one. It's the Glam Light Chocolate Martini palette. Oh my gosh, guys, if you're a lover of neutrals, I mean, I can't get it out now. So if you're a lover of neutrals, guys, even if you just buy one neutrals palette, I think it should be this. The formula is absolutely amazing. It's the same formula as what the cake palette is. So I was talking about the cake palette, I think, previously, but this is the same formula. It looks like that. It's absolutely beautiful. Love all the shades in here. There's not one dud shade, which is great for a £15 palette. I absolutely love this vanilla vodka shade here. It's a white to gold shift. Love this purple here. I love that they put this in because it's different from the entire palette, so you can get a bit of colour to the look that you want to create as well. That one's called Happy Hour. Yeah, I really like that, guys, but it's not my favourite palette, believe it or not. So let me just put this back in. Can you guess what might be my favourite palette of the year? I've got other palettes in the collection. I think it would be so hard bringing out all the palettes that I used in 2022. But if you want to see that video, then I'm more than happy to film it. Just leave me a comment down below. So in first place, guys, we've got this one. At McGrath Labs, Venus in Fleurs, Voyeuristic Vixen. Now, I bought this in November of 2021, but I put it away for Christmas for myself. I can't even remember what month I would have used it. January or February, I guess. So that's the outer packaging. It's a very bougie, and it's not the only shade, but the main shade I like it for is this shade here. It's called Rosefire Nectar, and if I look at that now, it's bronze. So I'm looking in the mirror, it's bronze, and then if I look straight down, it's really pretty gold. It's so stinking pretty. They are flaky, so you need a glitter glue. I want to get that like stick she's come out with. I can't remember what it's called, but I was watching an older video of Mel Thompson's, because from time to time I do like to go and check her channel out and keep the channel alive. I think that's a really good thing to do, and I came across her Utopian Dreams swatches and her eye look. She did 3 looks, and she had like that stick, and she said that definitely makes more of an impact. She said you can use glitter glue and you can also use Fix Plus, but the stick makes more of an impact, so I think I'm gonna get that when the next sale's on. But anyway, that's what it looks like. It's really pretty. And then we've got a couple of just her normal shimmers. So we've got this one here. That one is Moonlight Liaison. Might as well do some swatches. And then this one down here is I think it's Twilight Bronze. So that's those two there. Let's swatch them. They don't compare. I mean, they're beautiful. They're some of the most beautiful shimmers that I've probably got in my collection, but they don't compare to that one. So that's those 3 swatches there. No, I don't think they compare at all. Oh, that's great. Dropping it on the floor like that. I don't think it will have broken. No, it's fine. And I like to keep mine in the packages. I've seen so many YouTubers, and I get it, guys. I get why they do it, but they don't keep the packaging. How can you not keep packaging like that? It's absolutely beautiful, is it not? So, standout palettes then. So, I did my least favourites yesterday, and standout to me would be, I'd say this one first. So I'm going to do them in order of favourites. This one is another Glam Light palette that Karen bought for me last year for Christmas. So Christmas of 2022, no, Christmas of 2021. I'm getting mixed up. So Karen bought me that of Christmas of 2021, and it's so beautiful. I think I only got around to using it in February or something like that, but it looks like that. I'll probably dig this out again for my birthday this year and use it. It's got some amazing shimmers, guys. I'm going to swatch some now. So they're the standout shades that I absolutely love to use. The yellow is so pretty, and the orange. look at those shades, guys. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I should have done my top 12 of what I used in the year. I'm talking about these with you now. So yeah, this is definitely a standout palette as well. I'm not going to go and rank them again. I'm just going to tell you what else I've enjoyed using. And then another one that I absolutely love, and I didn't think I would love this because I'm not a cool toned girl. But yeah, this one is absolutely beautiful. I got this in November of 2021 as well, in the Black Friday sale, and I put that away for Christmas as well. It's a thing I do, well, it's a thing me and my mum both do. She'll get things for herself and put them away, and so will I. This palette, guys, is absolutely gorgeous, and as you can see, it's such a cool tone lovers palette. It's not me at all. Let me just wipe my hand off, and I'm going to do some swatches. I'm just going to check we're still recording. Yes. Right, so I'm just gonna swatch the shimmers. The topper is my favourite from this palette. That's what they look like. You can see that they're all cool toned apart from this gold here. That's slightly warmer. The formula, guys, is just so beautiful. But this topper here, oh, it's just stunning. Oh, and this one is a shimmer. I'm just going to swatch that topper again, just so you can see it a little bit better. So basically I've swatched all 5 of the shimmers, and so that is a purple shimmer, but it's also gold in some aspects. That's what they look like. The mattes blend out like a dream. What I do with that topper, I normally just put it on over there, and it looks so pretty. It really is a pretty palette. You can see I've used it quite a lot if you look at it there, especially in the shimmers. You can see. Yeah, I'm going to continue to use this, and hopefully they won't sell out, but if I hear they're going to sell out of them, I'm going to get a backup of it because I love it that much. And Hoodoo have got this thing, haven't they, where they'll bring out these £9 palettes and then the next minute they'll discontinue them. So they're definitely my 2 standout palettes from the year. I'm sure I could give you more palettes because I've got that many in the collection, but I just didn't want to overwhelm myself, and I wanted to show you my favourites. If some of these are your favourites and I've ranked them a little bit lower than you would, please don't take offence. That isn't what I want to do. I just want to give you my thoughts and opinions on the palettes. Please feel free to leave your comments for me to read, because I absolutely love reading your comments, and I'm sure everyone else would love to see them as well. Thank you for watching once again. Hopefully this will go up in the next day now. Please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.